Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my channel. We're back. It's another snowy day in Maryland while I'm recording this. But anyway, I just felt as though I was seeing going around YouTube that people have been making these old GameStop videos about some of their experiences and stuff like that. And I thought to myself, you know what? I used to work at GameStop. Used to do it for about 2 years. Do I have an interesting story to tell you guys about what it's like to work at GameStop in our good old city of Baltimore? So, it all goes back to when I think I was around, I want to say 18 or 19 years old, something like that. 18 or 19 years old. I needed a job. My first job, for any kid who loves video games, I would have gone to GameStop back around that time. But I graduated high school in 2007. Kind of give me my age. I graduated high school in about 2007. About 17 years old when I graduated high school. So it's about 2008, 2009. I'm working in GameStop. Anyway, for about a good year, we've been fine working at this. I've been fine working at this store. Been completely okay. You know, haven't had a problem. Very familiar with the neighborhood. I was at the high school that was literally one light down the street. So it was my first job making, I'm not even going to say decent money. Here's what's funny. For the first, I want to say, good months of me being there, the first I would say maybe about like 4 to 5 months being there, I was only making like less than $100 a check because I was only getting a day a week to work. And it wasn't even like a whole day. It was like a day a week, and I was only working maybe about 5 hours. So I wasn't getting paid crap. And I still had to get money to get a bus pass that cost, I think, $62 a monthly bus pass. So a part of my whole check, in a month, one check would just have to go completely to a whole bus pass. So, and I've got help from family and you know, my mom, my dad, and stuff like that when they could and stuff like that. But going back to the story. So, I go to work in GameStop one day. We have a normal day. We have a really good day. Me and my manager who was there, real cool guy. We call him Rio. Won't put his real name out there. We'll just call him Rio. Me and Rio working there. Great manager, cool dude. He always looked out for me. We having a great time. Around 8:30. One of our usual customers comes in. We talk, we chat, we have a good time like usual. Everything's fine. We close in a half an hour. Do you hear me? I'm about to go home. I'm about to go back and hop on this Xbox 360 that I just got. Life is good. Do you hear me? So, let me tell you what happens. At about 8:49, and I'll tell you why that number is ingrained in my head, as you can see from the thumbnail. Somebody comes in and our quote says, you know what it is, run that. We want all that. I'm thinking, in my idiocy, that this is one of my friends. Because I'm facing literally the glass gutting games. Like, for those who work at GameStop, you know, when you gut games, you take the CD out the box, you put it in the sleeve, you put the sleeve in the drawer, you put the box that the case is in on the end of the table, so you can later put it up as display, you know, indicating that, you know, we have the game. He comes and he says, we want that. I turn around as this guy is saying that, like in the middle of saying stop playing, to a gun in my face. So I'm like, oh crap. This ain't one of my friends. This is a guy trying to rob us. Oh no. We might die today. So, I'm tripping. I'm looking at my manager with my hands up, with the hands up don't shoot stuff going on. He say, man, give me all your money. I look at my manager says, B, go ahead, give him the money, kick it out. So I go, grab me a game, make a fake purchase, boom, hit the first drawer. Now the guy got the gun in my face while his homeboy runs around the counter, digs in, and starts pulling out money and change and rolls of nickels and quarters and dimes from out the cash register. I go to the other cash register, still got the gun on me, pop the drawer open, boom! He start digging in there, making, pulling out 10s and 5s, maybe a couple 20s and whatnot. Maybe some 20s and whatnot, and that's it. Now, mind you, at this moment, he's realizing he ain't really getting no money, because what GameStop does, they have what's called a drop safe, where anything that is over over a $20 bill gets put into a drop safe. That needs to be, first of all, you need to put a code into it to get the money. That's first. Second, after you put a code into it, you have to wait, I think at least about 5 minutes or so before the code pops and it opens up. But that didn't matter, because when the armed robber said, he asked my manager, where the hundreds and fifties at, I quote, my manager responded, and I quote, we ain't got no hundreds and fifties. Which he was totally lying, by the way. But we were all scared, and nervous, and irritated all at the same time, because we're from Baltimore, and unfortunately, stuff like this happens in Baltimore. So, anyway, to wrap the story up, they clearly were satisfied by the answer, we ain't got no hundreds and fifties. Took in total amount $300 from out of our cash register and ran on out the door. I think they threw the gun and this, that, and the other, got rid of the gun. And between both of them, that was $150. We called our district manager, told them what happened. They came down there, did an investigation. Police came down there and, was dusting for fingerprints, all that good stuff you see on CSI. Crazy day. Day I got robbed, working in GameStop, trying to provide what little bit of living I could for myself, and help myself out with my first job. It was crazy. It was nuts. The funniest part about it is, when the district manager and stuff came down, they was like, if you need counseling and this, that, and the other. It was like, we don't need counseling. We just don't need to get robbed. GameStop is not an easy company to work for, especially when you got to get numbers already. I don't need people putting guns in my face. Anyway, that's all the time I have. I just wanted to share that story. Everybody else sharing GameStop stories. That's my GameStop story. I have other GameStop stories I might share. Who knows? But whatever. That's all the time I have for you guys today. Thank you for checking around and listening to the channel. I'll see you in the next episode. Peace.